Hit it, bitch.
CSR. Sorry about the no Michael this week. I couldn't pull it off.
It's all good, man.
I couldn't pull it off, man. The colds kicked me. So, yeah, guys, sorry we had to do another Zoom this week. I've been really under the weather with a bad cold. So, I hope it doesn't get anybody else because it's pretty rough.
Yeah, you can keep it.
Yeah, I'm Doug.
I'm Steven.
And I'm Justin.
I hope you guys don't catch it, from Zoom. So,
if that happens, then I don't know what the hell we're gonna do.
all right, so we got a special, I guess, Panther edition this week. Considering the draft is 2 weeks away from tonight,
Yep.
I wanted to first let's just briefly mention that the Canes wrapped up their third straight division title tonight.
Let's go.
Go Canes, baby! And as we talked about, I changed our logo over to red for the playoffs.
Heck yeah, man.
Go check us out. So congratulations, Canes! Way to go.
That's it, man.
All right, guys, we're just going to basically, and you guys jump in and tell me if I'm saying this wrong, but we're going to basically just kind of talk about what we think the Panthers are going to do at the various positions they are in the round.
Yep.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah,
We
it's our
are mock
7th round
drafting.
Panther mock draft. Yep.
All right, cool. All right, so I'm an old guy, so I'm going last.
You dirty, dirty man.
I'm going to
Well,
let the youngin go first.
I mean, if we're gonna go by age, Justin, you hit it.
That's right.
All right, I'll start it off. I love the draft, you know.
Go. This is your thing.
So I didn't go with what I necessarily wanted to do. I kind of did, but I kind of went with what I kind of thought we were gonna do. Because
Right.
obviously I'm a CJ Stroud fan. I kind of want CJ Stroud, but the sense going around the league is we're kind of leaning young. So
Yeah.
I went with Bryce Young here. I went with Bryce Young, number 1 overall pick, the Alabama kid. You know, I mean, me and Steven been talking about this for a long ass time, and we're okay with both. And Doug, I think you're on the same kind of level here.
Yeah, I mean, I was always from the beginning. I was a young. I mean, I was pretty much young. And then, as I said to you guys a couple weeks ago on the show, I warmed up to Stroud. So yeah, I totally agree with you guys. I'm not going to be disappointed if I hear either one of them's name called.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm good. I'm good either way.
But I mean, how can you go wrong with him? He's a great athlete. He's a playmaker. He's not he can stand in the pocket and make plays, but he's a playmaker.
Yeah.
So
Justin, he has, and here's a word for you. He has great escapability.
There you go.
How you like that?
Yeah, I like that word.
I didn't even have to Google
Are you sure?
that. No, I heard it on a podcast.
Oh, there you go.
So
Hopefully CSR.
yeah, but he does. He seems to be able to get out. He's kind of slippery, I guess is the best way to say it. He kind of gets out and ducks up under, a lot of rushes and a lot of, it's like he has a sense from behind. I saw a lot of video where he's definitely got a clock in his head.
Well, I mean, like Stephen was telling me, there's a test, and I'm sure you've seen this, Doug, but there's a test out there where yeah. And like it grades your abilities to see with your peripheral vision, like, can you see this over here when something else is going over here, like all this kind of crazy stuff. But he graded really high on it.
Yeah, that's my understanding. He pretty much aced it.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's one of the smartest guys in the draft.
He's very cerebral.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the reason everybody, including the Panthers, I think, are high on him. He just seems like a very smart kid.
Yeah.
Football, and I'm talking football smart. Aside from just, personal or intelligence. He just seems to have a good football, as they talked about, a football aptitude. So,
Right.
I don't, like you said, Justin, I agree with you. That seems to be the trend, what everybody's saying. So,
Well, Steven, who do you got? Maybe you can add on to it.
So I'm with you. I was a big Stroud guy. Coming in, and especially after the Scout and Combine Pro Day, which you can't put too much stock in those. But I do think Bryce Young will be the selection. Again, like you said, you can't really go wrong with either guy. I don't think. I think they're both. It's just they're both so close in comparison. Like as a prospect, you can't really go wrong.
Right.
I'm with you. I think something we've never had as a franchise is a cerebral quarterback who can read the field, who can dissect what the defense is doing. I mean, Jake was a gunslinger.
Yeah.
Cam was just a freaking freak athlete.
Yeah.
So it'd be really nice to see a guy that can just read the field and just dissect it. And even if it's dipping dunks, which we die on defense against, it'd be nice to see that. So yeah, I think it's gonna be Bryce Young, honestly. Shout out to Tampa Steve because he said that the whole time. He's never wavered.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we'll go 3 for 3. That's who I've got. I don't think. I mean, I know all here lately. You're hearing everybody acts like I think Schefter said today that his visit to Houston was ridiculous because the pick's already going to be made.
Yeah.
I don't know how much if it's that far gone. Stroud still got to come in next Tuesday for a visit, so anything can happen. So, but I do think it's going to be Young for the reasons we all just already talked about.
His maturity is off the chart too. I mean, they had that dinner with him, I think, before his pro day, and he walks in with all of our scouts and coaches and stuff, and he's like commanding the conversation, at 22 years old.
That's kind of where I was going to go, Stephen. They were talking about how he kind of commanded the room,
right?
And I think the other thing that the Panthers are impressed with, I think a lot of people are impressed with, is his leadership.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just an all around great kid. And Justin, you were talking about an athlete. Did you guys see the basketball clips of him?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, he can ball, man. I mean,
I saw a couple of those.
So I think that is going to be the pick. And I did see a quote, I think it was last week, and people keep talking about the size thing, and we've talked about it. They were saying if someone is the best quarterback in the draft, and that's debatable, but if that person is at least, say him and Stroud are neck and neck,
right?
Should size really matter?
To me, it doesn't. But
it does.
But I mean, for me, it's not his height; it's his frame, which gets me. But he can always put on a little bit of muscle and a little mass. I mean, the guy's still growing into his body. But I did hear something too. If Bryce Young was 6'1", 6'2", would this even be in conversation?
Yeah, I heard that one too.
Yeah.
And I was talking to a guy at work. You can flip flop that too. Would you be talking about Stroud being the number 1 overall pick if he was 5'11"? You know. So.
Again, I don't think any of us are going to be disappointed either way.
No.
I want them to hit the right guy, guys. I mean, I really, it boils down to either one, as long as they get this pick right.
Yeah. But I mean, we've seen guys underage, like not underage, undersized.
Right.
I mean, Russell Wilson, Drew Brees, like these guys are Hall of Fame quarterbacks, Super Bowl quarterbacks.
Yeah.
It's not the size. I think, if you can play quarterback at that size, you already know how to play quarterback at that size. Like, it's not like a random talent you're going to learn once you get into the NFL. Like, oh, can you actually do this? No. Like, you've been playing quarterback your entire life.
Yeah.
And he's been that size his entire life.
Yeah, so it's nothing different for him. Like,
I mean, Heisman Trophy winner, national champion. So
yeah,
he's got the pedigree, man. So I'll be happy with it. like I said, I wouldn't say that I never would, I guess weathered in my pick, but I was a young fan from the get go. Stroud really impressed me late, and like you said, Steve in the combine, I thought he had a good combine. But again, I won't be disappointed with either one.
No, this is going to be day one draft day. We're going to be sitting there, and they're going to say the name. We're going to be like, all right, cool. Unless it's one of the guys like past those two guys.
Well, that's what I was getting ready to say. We've still got some people out there who are yelling, Anthony Richardson. And again, no shade at the kid. I've been on the podcast and talked about it. The guy's a freak athlete, but I just don't think that the Panthers would trade for the number one pick and everything they gave up, DJ Moore and everything.
No,
get a guy at number one when you probably wouldn't have had to do that to him.
Or you could have moved up to 3 or 4 and got him.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just don't think that's going to happen.
And not for nothing though, but that same test that we were talking about Bryce Young, Anthony Richardson scored very high on that as well too.
Sure did. And hey, I wish him nothing but the best. If he just come here, I mean, I'm not going to hate on the guy. He's a Florida guy.
Yeah.
And Levis, my assessment of Levis is he's a big, strong kid. He comes across to me a little bit of a meathead.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he'll ball out. I don't know. I don't think he's. I don't know. I ain't no telling where Levis is going.
He's this year's Malik Willis.
I agree.
In my eyes.
I agree with you 100%. So, all right. So we all agree it's going to be Young. Next week we may disagree, but right now we think it's going to be Young.
Right. This is where it's going to get interesting because I think this is when we're all going to have different picks here. Obviously, with different mock drafts and everything, it's always different. Doesn't matter what you do.
That's where it gets fun.
Do it.
Yep.
All right,
Justin,
so
second round pick.
My second round pick, the 39th pick. It's hard for me in this spot. I've got two guys I really love at this spot, but I went with the guy that I really, 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 really want. Jack Campbell from Iowa, the linebacker.
Hell yeah.
I think if we get this guy, him and Shaq right there in the linebacker spots, it's going to be our next – I don't want to say our next Luke Kuechly, but I feel like he can become something around that talent.
Well, he's already working with them.
Yeah, he's already training with them.
Yep.
So I just think he's got great IQ. He's already a really good sized football player at linebacker. He's 6'5", 250. Like, that's pretty much what Luke was. I mean, so I don't know. Like, we're moving towards the 3-4, and I feel like having another really good linebacker on this team would just take us to the next level. So, Jack Campbell.
I agree, man. I don't think you can go wrong with the guy. I think he's a great prospect. Good head on your shoulders. Like you said, he has the prototypical size, frame to be a linebacker. And then the instincts thing is what gets me. He seems like he has very good instincts based off tape and what I've seen. Yeah. And working with one of the best that's ever played the position already. He's already going out and trying to work with these guys. It's just a testament to him. Right,
and he was the leader of one of the best defenses in college last year.
Right.
So he's already got the leadership role too. So
hooking up with Kuechly is, to me, does nothing but enhance his draft stock. So
yeah, no kidding.
Oh yeah.
All right, so in my mock draft, I was very surprised to see this guy fall to me, and I just felt like I couldn't pass him up, and that was Jalen Hyatt. Just a burner. We got DJ Chark. We give him a year where he can kind of fill out his frame a little bit, maybe hit the weight room. But he fell to 39, and I'm saying Bryce Young with a guy, bring him in the same year as Jalen Hyatt. They can grow together. They played against each other, so they already have some kind of relationship, I'm sure. So I just feel like I couldn't pass him up if he was sitting right there,
Oh yeah,
and especially only having Chark for a year.
Right, and dude's got over the top speed. Like, he's got great speed, deep threat, and that's what we kind of need. We got a lot of guys that are like possessional guys. Thielen, Marshall. I mean, Marshall really isn't hit his peak, but we need that over the top guy. I like that pick.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, Justin, I was looking at. It was tough for me because Campbell, I thought was, I guess, tempting at that spot, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still thinking edge.
Right.
And, Stephen, I'm going to probably, defer to you, but it's the LSU edge rusher,
BJ
Olari.
Yeah,
Olari. Yeah. I mean, I've seen a lot of film on this guy. He's a beast, man. If he falls to 39, I think that is a very tempting pick.
Yep.
Hands down, I agree. I know Justin.
That would help Burns. That would complement Burns, which is what we've all screamed about, especially me. Being so hard on Burns. I think that'd be a great pick at that. I think all three of these would be good picks, but I keep thinking edge, guys.
Yeah. The only reason why I was looking at edge as well, and Jack Campbell was sitting there, I was staring at him. I think we're going to bring in a vet pass rusher before training camp. Personally,
we may.
So I mean, I'm not saying we don't jump on that, but that was my mind when I was making my mock draft.
I'm not sure he's going to be there, guys.
Yeah, that might be a hard one to get.
Yep.
So honestly, when I was talking to Jack Campbell, I said I have two guys. BJ Ojulari is my second guy that I want in the second round.
Yep.
I'm with Steven. I think that we can honestly go out and sign a veteran guy who can just fill in that role for a little bit.
Right.
And that's why I took Campbell, is because I feel like there's not that good of free agent linebackers out there.
Yeah.
And there is that good of free agent edge rushers. Yep. So, I mean, taking Jack there but if we get Ojulari in the second round, I'm stoked.
Yeah. I mean, he's a perfect prototypical 3-4 pass rusher.
Yep. Yeah. There you go. So I don't think we could go wrong any of those. Interesting. 3 different picks like we thought we would. So
just a note, I have been seeing a lot of Ojulari, people talking about him going in the first round though.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see him getting the back end of the first round.
Yep. And that's what I was saying. If he's there.
Chiefs.
Yeah. Chiefs would be a good spot for him.
So, all right, cool.
All right. We're going. Where we going? Third round?
Yeah, number 3.
All right. So I actually traded this pick back. I got 109. We were sitting at 93, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I got 109. And I got 170.
Okay.
So I got 2 picks for that. Then I moved back. I got Jaden Reed from Michigan State. He's a receiver. Yep. He's 6 foot, 185. He's got great speed. I feel like, he'd be a guy you can, he's got kick return experience too. So, just a depth guy, like good speed, over the top guy.
Yeah. You give Young someone to kind of grow with, kind of like with my Hyatt pick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I like that.
Just more depth.
Yep. I want interior offensive line because that could be a need, especially at the beginning of the year. I want Joe Tippmann from Wisconsin. And I feel like Wisconsin always puts out pretty good grinders, hog mollies, if I may.
Oh yeah.
Bring back Gettleman.
Yep.
But with Christensen coming back and Colbert coming back from pretty big injuries at the end of the year, they may not be ready. I know we got Cade Mays coming back and stuff like that, but just give us more depth to offensive line.
Cool.
No, definitely. Depth is always good there.
All right, guys. I stayed at 93. I didn't do any changes like Fitty Justin. I went local again, man. I went with Darius Rush.
Okay.
Cornerback, South Carolina.
I was looking at him. I like that.
Bring him in and hook him up with Horn. We need another corner.
Yeah, we do.
This kid's he's a freaking baller, man. This guy can play. I know Horn has already been, tweeting out about him and all this kind of stuff. So if he's there, 93, unless somebody else falls, I would go with that corner. Go ahead and square that up.
Yeah. I don't blame you. I was looking at corners too with that pick. Just where the draft fell, this was the best pick for what we kind of needed. I know we're talking to that was kind of swaying my decision too, is we're talking to Trey Flowers.
Yeah.
So if we brought him in too. So, but yeah, we always need some cornerback depth. As we saw at the end of the year, once we didn't have our top two corners, Mike Evans scoring touchdowns.
For the record, I have went all SEC.
I see that.
Uh-oh. Bush?
Oh, yep.
All right. All right. Hey, timer-wise, guys, we're at 6 minutes to go.
Okay, so we got to run through these next
go?
To go.
Damn.
We spent a lot of time on Young.
Okay. Do we just want to run through our picks?
Yeah, I mean, go.
All right. Okay. 114. I got Jacqueline Roy, defensive tackle from LSU.
Yeah.
He's a guy I feel like can play both spots for us, defensive tackle and edge, or not edge, but end, moving into the 3-4. Then we got 145 was a trade. No, it's not a trade back. We had that pick. Byron Young, edge rusher from Tennessee.
Nice.
6'3", 245. I think you can put on some muscle, but still be a pretty good edge rusher.
Hey, Justin, just so you know, I have that same pick at the same spot.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, man. Another SEC player.
Yeah. 149, this is one that I traded back for. I got Jacorian Bennett. He's a corner from Maryland.
Maryland, yeah.
Corner from Maryland. I think he's got that nickel build, kind of Ben Weakery build. He's a little smaller, but he can still play, kind of big.
I don't know if I want to bring up Ben Weakery.
Yeah, my bad. Bad comp. He's 5'11", 194, so he's a little bigger.
Yeah.
Got him with that draft that trade from earlier. I got Will Mallory from Miami, the tight end. Get some more depth there. Another pick I got was Garrett Williams from Syracuse, the corner.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
And then my last pick, which was a trade pick, at 120, I got Spencer Anderson from Maryland. He is a offensive center guard type thing.
Yeah, he's kind of I was going to say two position.
Yeah.
Depth guy.
And that's my draft.
All right, real quick, what I got at 114, I did no trades. I got Zach Harrison from Ohio State, edge rusher. We've been preaching we need some depth there. He's got good length. I just think he needs to bulk up a little bit. Then I got another running back, Tank Bigsby out of Auburn. Just a powerhouse kind of dude that down the red zone, you just feed him the ball.
With a name like Tank.
Yeah. At 132. And then 145, I got some cornerback depth, Jalen Jones. He's like 6'2". He's a big old dude. He needs to work on technique is his biggest thing. And hopefully with our coach staff, we can solidify that for him and have a pretty decent corner in the back end of the draft.
Cool. All right, guys. 114. I've got Roshan Johnson, running back, Texas.
Oh yeah,
he's a freaking beast. Y'all seen some film on him?
Yeah, he's a bruiser, man.
Go check him out, man. He very rarely comes down with one player. I got at 132. I had Byron Young, like we talked about, Justin.
Mm-hmm.
And then my 145, I've got KJ Henry Clemson, edge rusher.
Oh, nice.
So I got
Damn,
two
Doug, you got
rushers.
3 edge rushers?
Yeah, 2. 3 defensive players.
Didn't you take BJ Olari in the second round?
Oh, yeah, I got 3. I do have 3. You're right.
Yeah.
I tell you what, since I have 3, I'm going to pick another one. Nah, I'm going to stay with what I got. I don't really see anybody at that pick that I would change that out for.
Hey, when you pass rush bad, besides Burns.
Yeah, I'm always bitching about him. So
yeah, you stuck to your laurels there.
I'll stay with him, man. But that is true, though. I'd have to reevaluate that, Justin. That is 3 edgers.
Well, we got 2 minutes left. Is there anybody in this draft that y'all would absolutely just die? Like, you want this guy?
I mean, I think Jack Campbell's for me.
Campbell would be. I mean, he is, man. I think he's the best linebacker in the draft.
Well, yeah. I mean, I see that, but any.
I'll tell you this, Justin. Depending, and I don't think it's going to happen. Depending when or if Josh Downs drops, I would love to get Downs late, like a little bit further down, because he's projected to go second round.
Yeah.
See, I just don't. I mean, I think that would be a good pickup.
I'm talking about at the right pick.
Yeah, I just see like that second round, like right there at the beginning. There's so much defensive talent right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be sitting there.
Yep.
I mean, maybe even corner. Like if corner falls, like I don't see it happening, but
No.
Porter. Like if Porter fell, good God.
Oh, if he falls, I think that's a definite.
Yeah. But I think he's going like early 20s.
Yeah.
At the latest. But
so real quick, let me ask you guys this: do you guys think if we go Young 1, Stroud's going 2?
Yeah.
Or do you think I saw a scenario today where Houston trades back?
I think he goes.
I mean, I saw something where Houston goes Will Anderson at 2.
Yeah. I've seen that
then,
too.
And then picking whoever's left at 12.
Yeah.
I've seen that too. So,
well,
all right,
15
guys.
seconds.
We're under a minute. It's a minute warning. So, all right, guys, that went quickly. But like I said, we spent a lot of time on Young. So, but that's it, man. That's our mini draft. Panther 2 week out. So,
wait. Did the boys just forget to do the ending of this Zoom episode? Shame on them. And they have a timer and everything. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Leaving it to me to actually come back and save the day again. Mysterious Tech Guy. Well, on behalf of the boys, Justin, Steven, and Doug, and now I, Mysterious Tech Guy, we are CSR.